Question 1. Your company runs a hybrid cloud environment. On-premises applications need secure and low-latency access to AWS services. Options: A. Use Direct Connect with a private VIF. B. Use a VPN connection to the VPC. C. Use AWS Global Accelerator. D. Use CloudFront to connect on-premises applications to AWS. Correct answer: A. Use Direct Connect with a private VIF. Explanation: Direct Connect provides a dedicated, low-latency, and secure connection between your on-premises data center and AWS. A private virtual interface (VIF) ensures secure communication to your VPC. Why not other options? Option B. VPN is slower and less reliable than Direct Connect for high bandwidth needs. Option C. Global Accelerator improves performance for internet-facing applications, not hybrid connectivity. Option D. CloudFront is for content delivery, not hybrid cloud connections. Question 2. You are storing sensitive customer data in Amazon S3 and must ensure that it is encrypted both in transit and at rest. Options: A. Use S3 default encryption and access the bucket over HTTPS. B. Use client-side encryption and access the bucket over HTTP. C. Use S3 server-side encryption with customer-provided keys, SAA, and access over HTTP. D. Use S3 bucket policies to enforce encryption. Correct answer: A. Use S3 default encryption and access the bucket over HTTPS. Explanation: S3 default encryption ensures data is encrypted at rest, and HTTPS ensures data is encrypted in transit. Why not other options? Option B. Using HTTP compromises data in transit, even with client-side encryption. Option C. HTTP is insecure for transmitting data, even with SAA. Option D. Bucket policies enforce encryption at rest but do not ensure encryption in transit. Question 3. Your application allows users to upload large files, up to 1 terabyte, to S3. You want to optimize the upload process for reliability and performance. Options: A. Use S3 transfer acceleration. B. Use multi-part upload. C. Use a pre-signed URL for direct upload. D. Combine transfer acceleration and multi-part upload. Correct answer: D. Combine transfer acceleration and multi-part upload. Explanation: multi-part upload splits large files into parts for parallel upload, while transfer acceleration improves upload speed over long distances. Why not other options? Option A. Transfer acceleration alone does not optimize large file handling. Option B. Multi-part upload improves reliability but does not address latency. Option C. Pre-signed URLs simplify access but do not optimize upload performance. Question 4. Your company uses a centralized S3 bucket in Account A to store compliance data. Teams in multiple AWS accounts need to upload data to this bucket without exposing Account A's credentials. Options: A. Share the bucket policy with the IAM users in other accounts. B. Use an S3 bucket policy to allow cross-account access and have users assume a role in Account A. C. Configure bucket access using access control lists, ACLs. D. Use S3 transfer acceleration for secure access. Correct answer: B. Use an S3 bucket policy to allow cross-account access and have users assume a role in Account A. Explanation: using a bucket policy with a cross-account role allows secure and auditable access to the bucket without exposing Account A's credentials. Users in other accounts can assume the IAM role in Account A to perform specific actions, adhering to the principle of least privilege. Why not other options? Option A. Sharing bucket policy alone does not authenticate users across accounts. Option C. ACLs are less flexible and harder to manage than bucket policies and roles. Option D. Transfer acceleration is for faster uploads, not access control. Question 5. You are building a data lake to store and analyze petabytes of structured and unstructured data. Data ingestion must support real-time and batch processes. Options: A. Use S3 as the storage layer and Kinesis data streams for ingestion. B. Use RDS as the storage layer and Athena for querying. C. Use DynamoDB as the storage layer and Glue for ETL. D. Use EBS volumes attached to EC2 for storage and QuickSight for visualization. Correct answer, A. Use S3 as the storage layer and Kinesis data streams for ingestion. Explanation: S3 provides highly scalable and cost-effective storage for a data lake. Kinesis data streams can handle real-time data ingestion, while batch ingestion can be supported by services like Glue or Data Pipeline. Why not other options? Option B. RDS is not designed for scalable storage of unstructured data. Option C. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database, unsuitable for large-scale, unstructured data. Option D. EBS volumes are expensive and not scalable for a data lake. Question 6. Your company wants to deploy containerized applications. They have Kubernetes expertise and prefer open-source tooling, but also want managed services to reduce operational overhead. Options: A. Use ECS with EC2 launch type for better control over instances. B. Use ECS with Fargate to eliminate instance management. C. Use EKS to leverage Kubernetes expertise with AWS management. D. Use Elastic Beanstalk with Docker. Correct answer: C. Use EKS to leverage Kubernetes expertise with AWS management. Explanation: EKS is ideal for teams experienced with Kubernetes as it provides a managed service while maintaining compatibility with open-source tools. Why not other options? Option A. ECS with EC2 launch type adds operational overhead of managing instances. Option B. ECS with Fargate does not leverage Kubernetes expertise. Option D. Elastic Beanstalk with Docker is not as flexible or robust as EKS for container orchestration. Question 7. You are designing a highly available relational database for a critical production workload. The database must automatically failover in case of an issue and must support read scaling. Options: A. Use RDS with multi-AZ and read replicas. B. Use Aurora with read replicas. C. Use DynamoDB global tables. D. Use an EC2 instance with a self-managed MySQL database in a cluster. Correct answer: B. Use Aurora with read replicas. Explanation: Aurora provides automated failover, high performance, and seamless integration with up to 15 read replicas for read scaling. Multi-AZ support is built into Aurora for high availability. Why not other options? Option A. RDS Multi-AZ provides failover but not the same level of performance or scalability as Aurora. Option C. DynamoDB is a NoSQL database, not suitable for relational workloads. Option D. Managing a MySQL cluster on EC2 increases operational complexity. Question 8. You are deploying a global e-commerce website and need to customize content delivery for different regions. Options: A. Use CloudFront with Lambda at Edge for request-based modifications. B. Use S3 with transfer acceleration. C. Use Global Accelerator to route requests to the nearest region. D. Use Route 53 for latency-based routing. Correct answer: A. Use CloudFront with Lambda at Edge for request-based modifications. Explanation: Lambda at Edge allows you to customize behavior at CloudFront Edge locations, such as modifying headers or serving region-specific content. Why not other options? Option B. S3 transfer acceleration speeds up uploads but does not support request-based customization. Option C. Global Accelerator routes traffic but does not offer content customization. Option D. Route 53 latency-based routing determines the best endpoint but lacks content modification capability. Question 9. Your application has predictable workloads that run daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You want to reduce costs while ensuring capacity is available during these hours. Options: A. Use on-demand instances. B. Use reserved instances with a 1-year term. C. Use spot instances with a maximum price configured. D. Use savings plans. Correct answer: B. Use reserved instances with a 1-year term. Explanation: Reserved instances provide cost savings for predictable, steady workloads when compared to on-demand pricing. Why not other options? Option A, on-demand instances are the most expensive option. Option C, spot instances are not reliable for time-sensitive workloads due to potential termination. Option D, savings plans are flexible but may not offer as much savings as reserved instances for specific EC2 usage patterns. Question 10. You want to build a serverless event-driven workflow where multiple AWS services, including Lambda, SNS, and SQS, interact. The workflow should be stateful and able to retry failed tasks. Options: A. Use step functions to orchestrate the workflow. B. Use Event Bridge to trigger Lambda functions directly. C. Use SNS to publish events to multiple consumers. D. Use SQS for decoupling services. Correct answer: A. Use step functions to orchestrate the workflow. Explanation: Step functions allow you to define stateful workflows with retries, error handling, and sequential/parallel execution of tasks. Why not other options? Option B, Event Bridge triggers events, but does not support stateful workflows. Option C, SNS delivers messages to multiple subscribers, but lacks workflow orchestration. Option D, SQS queues decouple services, but do not provide orchestration or error handling.